General Getty was in command of the 2nd Division 6th Corps at this time, but his corps commander, General Ricketts, just sustained the 6th and last wound of the war that Ricketts would experience, and Getty was to move out to command the corps, and General Lewis Grant of the Vermont Brigade would actually command the Vermont troops along with the other 2 brigades of the 2nd Division 6th Corps as they took their stand on the Cemetery Hill. Their stand enabled the remainder of the Federal force to pull completely out of contact and to reform in positions approximately 2.5 miles north of our position here. The resistance of the 2nd Division 6th Corps was so fierce that General Early was convinced it was the entire corps that he was facing, and as a result he began to focus exclusively on the elimination of this very tough defensive fight, and as a result the Federals were able to get away. The Confederates attempted to attack the Federals 5 times while they were in that position, and the resistance again confirming Early's feeling that this was indeed the last point of resistance. From this area he directed the artillery to fire on the resisting Federals. It's going to be a battle that would last approximately an hour to an hour and a half before the 2nd Division 6th Corps would pull back. It was at this point that the Confederate momentum began to slow down, and a great deal of disorganization began to occur in the fields just in front of us, with brigades from various divisions becoming mixed as they attempted to struggle against the cemetery position.
A controversy that was to last many, many years after the Battle of Cedar Creek was born on this field that day. Jubal Early later trying to give an explanation of why he faltered at a key point, always blamed his men for having stopped and looted the Federal camps. And Joe, that went on for many, many years, did it not?
Yes, it did. General Early, in essence, found it very hard to accept all the blame for the problems that happened here. And seeing his soldiers, many of whom had not eaten anything since the previous night, coming back to loot the camps, said it was the loss of that strength that led to the disaster. If you study the leadership situation, that's very arguable.
Now, as you notice, some of the cavalrymen in your immediate front are staying with the horses. 1 out of every 4 stays with the horses, while the other 3 are fighting dismounted. This is the way cavalry was most frequently used during combat situations. Cavalry had a tremendous number of uses during the Civil War. They were used for reconnaissance. They were used to screen the flank. True picture of what a Civil War battle looked like. Now again, you have to multiply it many, many times, but that's about as good a deployment of troops on the field with the rapid retreat as you could ask for. Most of the men that you see here today spent a good portion of this past summer in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, working on the filming of the TV miniseries The Killer Angels, which is due out next July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And they donated their time, and most of the time they were working 14 and 15-hour days. Now, as you can, ladies and gentlemen, if you will, also, once the reenactment, today's segment comes to an end, the troops would like very much if you would remain here in the spectator area because they plan to pass in review for you. This event is a major, major portion of the budget each year to help preserve this battlefield, the Cedar Creek Battlefield Foundation. And Joe, there'll be a parade and review for the crowd by both armies.
Taking snaps of everything, you know.
The brightly colored troops passing right in front of the crowd now represent the 5th New York Infantry, the Duryea Fire Zouaves, known throughout the war as the Red Devils. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Cavalry.